my cousin. Very special guest, man. My brother, man. My dog Nino, man. What's going on?
What's going on with your brother?
Just chilling, man. You know what I'm saying?
Good to see you, man.
From, you know what I'm saying, Huntsville by way of LA.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
man. Before we get started, man, this me and this guy right here, we met on a movie set, man, and we just been locked in ever since. But before we get to all that, man, we want to run it back. You know what I'm saying? It's your first time here, so
yeah,
let the people know where you from, man.
All right, then my genesis is I'm from Los Angeles, California. You know what I'm saying? By the way of the west side, you know what I'm saying? If you're from Los Angeles, you got a west side, east side, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The west side is more so what my area is, you know what I'm saying? The Crenshaw, I'm from the Crenshaw Adams District area, so you know,
okay,
that's where I kind of like reside. That's where I got my principles, my morals, my game from, you know? And then I moved and, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm down south, you know?
Okay.
And they taught me a different kind of game, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a connecting kind of game.
Right,
and I just took what I used from the West Coast down south, and you know we cooking with gumbo. Okay,
well let's talk about coming up on that West Coast, man. How was it? You say Crenshaw. Now I associate Crenshaw with Nipsey Hussle. Is that the same Crenshaw?
Yes, the same Crenshaw.
Okay, yeah. So how was it coming up? You know what I'm saying? That Crenshaw area, just walking out your house day to day. You know what I'm saying? How was it?
To be honest with you, man, I didn't know I was in poverty. I didn't know I was in poverty, man. It was just more so just like, it was just life. You know, sunshine, you know what I'm saying? People get in the fight sometimes. It was just like how you, the movie Friday can depict how LA was realistically. So I would say something in that kind of context. So, you know, like walking outside, you know, playing on the bikes, you know what I'm saying? This and that, that and that. Hollering at the girls, hide and go get it, you know. Probably may break into a house or abandoned house or something like that, you know. You know, just, you know, stuff like that.
So what, were you from a single parent household, 2-parent household? Like how was the upbringing in the household? You an only child? Multiple siblings, like how was the household?
The household was single mother.
Okay.
Single black mother.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was a single child. Well, I've got a lot of brothers.
Okay.
You know, from my father's side.
Yeah, Dad was out there moving and grooving.
Man, I'm trying to tell you,
move and groove.
I'm talking about where even let his hat was his home.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? But single mother, for till probably I was about 10, no, about 8. Then my sister came into play, you know.
Okay.
So, but you know how that go, man. A single, strong black mother. So, my mama constantly worked and living in Los Angeles, living in the big city. Period. Your parents gonna work.
Yeah.
So that means that
you a latchkey kid. You got the key to the house.
I got the key to the house.
You got the key.
Yeah. So that opened me up to a lot of things, I would say. So I was exposed to outside. Now she set the rules. My mom was a great parent. Set the rules down, but you know I had to test the waters.
She wasn't there to enforce them though, because she was working.
She was
working.
What I'm
saying? So it's like she could tell you X, Y, and Z, but it's still upon you to be self-conscious and know, okay, let me stay in the house because she told me to stay in the house. Yeah. And let me not let my friends in the house because she told me keep people out of her house. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, yeah. So, but I know those rules and I've broken a ton of those myself. You know what I'm saying? But
so you was there too.
Of course, definitely, man.
Same brother from the same struggle.
So take me to school with you, man. What kind of student were you at school? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, my first set of school, I grew up in a private school from probably about the kindergarten to probably about the 2nd grade. And that was an experience, to be honest with you.
Right.
Like, I wasn't one of them kids that latched on to my mama. Like, I was one of them kids, like, when my mama dropped me off at school, I was like, go, leave, because I was outside. You know what I'm saying? But then after that, public school. Yeah. That's a whole different little animal. Yeah. I mean, private school was in the hood, too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Public school is where you see the whole fabric of the community, though. To me, it's like you see everybody's offspring. You see the crazy lady kids, you see the rich kids, you see the poor kids, you know what I'm saying? And everybody coming together. You got the Mexicans, the whites, the blacks. Everybody together is a melting pot, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely am a big supporter and a big advocate for public schools, you know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Because that's what the tax dollars pay for anyway. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely, man. It builds character and it builds, like you say, morals and principles, and you learn how to deal with real people in society, because when you become of age, these are people that's gonna be running stuff.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
I grew up in Los Angeles in the 90s.
Okay.
So it was like watching Menace to Society in real
life, yeah,
in real time.
So let's talk about how was the gang culture? How was it?
It was very real. It was very real. Like that was one of the times when you had to really watch out for your colors. Like that was it was a color setting. Mm-hmm. Like the Bloods would be chilling on this corner. You go 4 blocks down, the Crips be on that side. They going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say what they were doing, but you kind of know the depiction of it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But you know, like I said, you build character from that. But then I knew that I was a young hustler, to be honest with you, because like I started out like, you know, I knew I was a hustler at that time because I was swapping out Super Nintendo cartridges.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. So and that's where it started. Like you said, magazine, Nintendo cartridges, baseball cards, Pokemon cards, you know what I'm saying? All that good stuff, bro. Like I get it. You know what I'm saying? So were you into sports? Did you play in the sports back as a kid?
I did boxing.
Okay.
I like out there in Los Angeles, football was not that big.
Okay.
Football, not like how it was down south. When I came down south, it kind of like it was in your face.
Yeah.
But out on the West Coast, it's a basketball goal everywhere. Mm-hmm. It's a soccer field everywhere. Mm-hmm. And boxing. So yes, I did boxing more so.
Okay.
And I loved that.
Okay, cool. Because who one of your favorite boxers is, man, that you looked up to just coming up as a young boxer?
At that time?
Yeah, at that time. Yeah. Who you was revering at that time?
Julio Cesar Chavez.
Okay.
Of course, Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? This is the Mike Tyson of the 90s. You know, the when he beat Frank Bruno and the Mike Tyson fights with Tupac was there. And then the infamous ear biting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember watching that.
And of course, you know what I'm saying? You remember going into your parents' house and then they had the big screen TV with the big booty?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
And then Mike Tyson knock him out in 20 goddamn seconds. And then it's over with.
It's over with. The whole fight turned into just a party at that point because he knocked him out. For sure, man. So tell me, where was the transition from LA? What made you come down to Huntsville?
Well, my mother is originally from Huntsville, Alabama. Okay. So, you know what I'm saying? She was kind of like a semi-orphan. So, you know, she was in Los Angeles. She said, you know, in 1998, we were homeless. Okay. So she said, man, I need to make a change. You know what I'm saying? I need to go back down south, you know what I'm saying, to make a living. Mm-hmm. So she packed up stuff. I was like, Mom, I don't want to go.
And you how old at this time?
I was 14.
Okay, you 14 at this time. 14. Okay.
So then we kind of like packed up, moved down south, and came to Huntsville, Alabama. Well, I visited in 1998, but I ended up actually officially moving down to Huntsville was 2000. Okay. 2000. Okay. And you know, it was basically like picking up from LA. Of course, they were a lot slower, but the fashion sense, everything still the same.
Yeah, it wasn't too much of a difference.
It was a lot of a
culture shock.
Culture shock, yes.
Okay.
Go from concrete to hearing crickets. It was a culture shock.
Right.
But they wasn't as slow as I thought in my mind from a big city depicting. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like they were still on game. They weren't slow. Yeah. It's just like they just talk a little different. They might talk a little slower, but we saying that we on the same page. We on the same page. Like you ain't that slow. You might not understand my lingo because my lingo was my dialect was very different at the time. But the thing about it though is they were very still on par of what I was talking about. When we was talking about some Jordans, they knew what Jordans I was talking about. Blase. Like they were still on game. Right.
I'm pretty sure probably the differentiation came in when y'all got to talking about music artists and stuff. Of course. The music, like so. I'm pretty sure you put them on some rappers that was out there that they didn't know about, and they probably put you on something like, bro, we listen to Big Pokey, and you know what I'm saying, we listen to, you know what I'm saying, whoever, like, so you know, I'm pretty sure it was a culture shock that way. When you got to the school, what school did you go to when you went to Huntsville? When you got in Huntsville?
When I first got in Huntsville, I came into middle school late end of the second semester. It was this school called Ed White's, no longer there no more. Okay. And yeah, man, I came in Ed White, and then you know, I was around a lot of Crips and Cholos, so that's that kid from LA, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Doing a C-walk for us. I'm like, doing a C-walk for y'all.
That's how we used to do, my boy. Shout out my boy Isaac, man. My boy Isaac, he was from Compton out there. We used to had him doing the C-walk all the time. He used to kill that shit too. So
man.
Salute to my boy Isaac, man, out there in Terrence City. Yeah, man. Okay, so as you moving up in Huntsville, man, you getting your feet wet. How did you start just building your name up around the city? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did you start rubbing elbows with the?
It started just being the LA kid. Oh, he's from LA. He's from a big city.
So that's intriguing already.
That's intriguing. So they're inviting to me already. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it started from that. Mm-hmm. And then my mom fell on hard. I ain't gonna say hard times. It was more so like we was living with our auntie, mm-hmm. and then my mom was just like, cause she had came down here with like a $30,000 check in like 2000. That like you know that's like a $75,000 check today.
Yeah. 30 bands in 2000. That's a nice little chunk of change.
So she was paying the rent and everything at my auntie house, this and that. And so some jealousy started coming involved in that. But then we had ended up moving to the projects. Okay. We ended up moving to the projects, and everybody in the projects thought we just rich. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because y'all in the projects with 30 grand, close to 30 grand in the P's, nigga, like, hey, man, it is what it is. Like,
the 30 bands was almost depleted.
But I'm saying.
But you still had a bag.
Yeah, you still had a sack. Yeah, you still had a sack. Yeah.
And then with my street kind of evaluation of who I was, mm-hmm. I was always into something. And I was sneaking the hotels, breaking the hotels, and walk around like kicking their access panels, go up to their access panels, get like you know, like the little cards, go like to like a maid's kind of like little stand, like a little buggy they have. Go and like grab a handful of cards, go start just swiping them every door, and just trying
to see what works, trying to just come up on something.
And we came up on it, and then I would just kind of like throw parties in these vacant hotel rooms until they come catch us or whatever. They kick us out or whatnot. Yeah. Pool parties, everything like that. But started gaining my recognition from that. And then came into high school. Okay. I started coming into high school. That's when another, you know, side of me. Oh, he's a fighter. This and that. Okay. All these kinds of things. You know, typical big city to small city kind of thing.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. And when you looking at it like, I ain't really a fighter. I'm just really defending myself. Y'all fucking with me.
Nobody never fucked with me like that. It was just more so like, how can I say it? It was, if I had to fight you or something, it was about something you took from me or you stole something.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's a good reason to fight a nigga. Mm-hmm. A nigga take something for sure.
Exactly.
But that's what's up, man. So, okay, leaving high school, you graduated.
No.
You didn't graduate? Okay.
I didn't graduate.
How far you made it?
I've got a 9th grade education.
Okay.
But I have a hustler's $1 million mind.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I mean, ever since when I first met you and seen you, nigga, you had money then, you was looking like money then, riding good, and nigga, that was 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So you still up to date. So I know
you are right. That was 10 years ago.
10 years ago, nigga. So nigga still doing up. You know, nigga still on top of his game, man. Mm-hmm. So you know, I know it's in you. You feel me? You know what I mean?
I was always kind of little book smarter, this and that. It just, school wasn't conducive to what I had going on at the time, because I was selling drugs at the time in school. Okay. And then I was like, man, I'm making more money staying in the projects making money.
Yeah, not going to school.
And I had a car at 16. Right. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I used to just go up to school, pick up the girls, take them to the movies, do our little thing.
Spend about 150. I done made about 400-500.
Yeah, man, it's been 100.
Spend about 60. Yeah,
spend about
60 right quick.
60 was the thing. And 2000 was, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna spend about 60 right quick, and you know,
and drop them back off at school. And then they'll see me up at school, and you know what I'm saying, go through the school parking lot. This when the D-boys used to come up to the school. And they bring their cars out and things like that.
Right out of school and shit. Yeah. Before school, out of school, they they fly
with their pedophile ass.
Yeah, man. We remember you niggas, man, picking up our girls.
But y'all did show us the way of like, hey, let's get this bread at that time. Yeah. At that time. You don't see that really too much no more.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the streets a little bit, man. We ain't gonna delve too far in them, but
sure.
Let's just talk about the streets as opposed to the streets in 2024 and as opposed to the streets that we grew up in, you know what I'm saying, that we know the morals and the codes that the niggas that we grew up around stood on, and how this shit that kind of took a hold. I wouldn't even say a 180, this shit almost a 360 almost to what we learned, you know what I'm saying, to where it's at right now, man. Just touch on that a little bit, man.
Okay, from when I grew up, I grew up in LA.
Okay.
And with LA, with their gang culture, at that time it was a structure. Mm-hmm. It was kind of like the mob. Of course, the mob is going to be the mob. They always got a structure.
Yeah.
But I remember when coming up in my era, there was a gang leader. He called shot. We did meetings at the park, blase. Then come down south. Mm-hmm. Okay, so but where do you really want me to start at?
I want you to start where you think the important shit is. Okay, like where you think somebody gonna catch something from it. But
you talking about in general though, right?
In general, yeah, just in general, yeah. I mean, I wasn't saying just directly your story, but just in general, because we ain't incriminating ourselves on here, period. No. You feel me? But at the same time, I just know it's a difference just from me being where I was in the streets, you know what I'm saying? Not saying I was just knee deep or entrenched in them, but I was out there and shit.
Of course.
You feel me? So
I think everybody at that time touched it a little bit.
Yeah, because it was a thing to do. Like my cousin always tell me, say, Jab, that shit was like playing basketball. Like, what you mean you don't sell crack? You ain't got no nigga, you better get some crack. Boy, go get you some money. Like,
you double up.
Yeah, walk around.
And come see me.
Yeah, man. So get yourself together, bro. You know what I'm saying? So he said, like, some people didn't take that route, but it was easy. It wasn't like we was doing nothing bad. It was
exactly. It was the norm at that time.
It was the norm. Like, why would I sit around? I got 5 friends. 4 on sell crack, and everybody got cars and money and shoes and shit. Why I'm just gonna sit back and just
be like, hell,
you know what I'm saying?
I want that too.
I want that too. You know what I'm saying? So man, get you a bomb and get out there. So you know what I'm saying? But we have definitely veered away from that. The morals of that, and I just wanted you to touch on that a little bit, to just what you saw coming up in the game as to oppose what the game is now.
Okay, so because I could spend a whole hour on this subject.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna keep it short and brief, but for time's purposes. Look, the game has changed a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it's supposed to. To be honest, it's supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Nothing good stays the same. And nothing good lasts forever. So I'm gonna say it like this, like in our generation, this and that there was a code, a structure, and a loyalty. But then again, once social media and cameras came out, I feel like everybody lost their minds. Everybody started I remember at one point in time, you couldn't pay nobody to get a picture taken of you.
That's true.
If you had a camera around at one point in time, that camera getting broke.
Yeah, and you probably gonna get beat up too for even playing like that. Yeah.
Exactamundo.
Yeah.
But then at one point in time, let's just say around, so let me dive in it for me just a little bit.
Okay.
I remember when MySpace came out.
Okay. So we talking like 07, 08?
Let's say 05.
05. Okay, we're going to go a little further. Okay, we're going to go 05.
All right, Gucci Mane just came out. Jeezy was out.
Okay, gotcha.
And then we had some cars. This is kind of like where this is the genesis of the streets changing. I remember one time my homeboy, he had like a Cutlass on 24s, and he put his car on MySpace. He said, damn, I'm getting so many hoes. And he was like, man, y'all don't even do that. We like, no. But we seen how many hoes he was getting. And so that's when clout.
Couldn't resist
the clout.
Yeah.
And then it just started taking on
snowball.
It's snowball effect.
Yeah. And it's even worse now because it's like people chase going viral and being in the clout, but it's like the worth of going viral ain't even what it was worth 10 years ago.
It's not.
It's like, nigga, you go viral now, niggas probably won't even see it. You know what I'm saying? Niggas probably won't even come across a nigga feed because there's so much stuff going viral. Like, what is viral these days?
Exactly.
If that's the case, you know what I'm saying? And that's crazy that we got to a space like that to where
it made us mindless on the low. It made us mindless.
Oh yeah, mindless for sure, definitely. It blinded you to everything, to what's really in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Especially, I didn't think we would ever come to a place where the streets and the internet intertwine like that. You know what I'm saying? To where, like you said, you got real street people doing real street stuff, recording themselves, putting up, people recording themselves with money, drugs, guns, all in the same video. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like people crazy, man. I just think.
And that's the 3 combinations you don't want.
No, that's all they need. They like, oh, he got money. What? Oh, it's some guns. Oh, and he got some weed. It's absurd.
And if you drop a body, that's when the feds come in.
Yeah. If you drop a body, or they think you dropped a body, they coming.
Well,
man.
let's say this: if you unalive somebody.
Yeah, unalive somebody. That's right, man. So, but yeah, man, I just want to send that message out to all the youngsters, man. If you gonna get in this street shit, just know what you signing up for.
Most
definitely.
You know
what I'm saying? When the pressure is on. And don't get in it if you ain't scared to take. If you scared to take that ride, man, because the ride coming.
When I was in the streets, I would say this, man. I look at everybody as like everybody's a friend and an enemy. Because you could treat somebody with love, and then next thing you know, blase, everything can happen. But the thing about it, though, you got to look at less liability as far as this. Does that person have kids? Will they give up them? Like, because if they come and they start talking, saying, "Hey,
X, Y, and Z.
We gonna lose your kids." Or if they too in love with their girlfriend, they look for too much. If they're too attached to materialist things, they whine too much. These are the characteristic traits you be like, look, man, he not built for this.
Yeah, because if it go down, this nigga can't even sit 30 minutes in his cell by room. How you gonna do 3-4 years? You know what I'm saying?
Fuck 3-4 years. We talking about at least 10 to 20.
But I'm just saying. If your nigga can't do 3 or 4, he definitely ain't gonna do 10 to 20. Because the nigga can't sit 30 minutes in the bath. And you know what I'm saying? He can't wait on me in the parking lot for 30 minutes.
Exactly.
He about to lose his mind. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. You got to be.
Man, these hoes out here waiting for me. Goddamn, I gotta be out here in these streets.
You feel me? Like, man, these hoes ain't going nowhere, man.
Man, bro. As soon as you get out there, it'll be somebody else.
It'll be somebody else, man. That's what's up, though. Okay, transitioning to you know, when we first met, man, how did you get into the acting thing, man? For y'all that don't know, we met on the set of a movie called The Last Disciples, which is out now, shot by the Isabel brothers.
Shout out to Isabel brothers.
Yeah, salute to them. It's about like 2 or 3 million on YouTube right now. You know what I'm saying? And they got
3 mil plus.
Okay, and they got a lot of other stuff out too that they, you know what I'm saying, that they got out on Tubi and different little platforms like that. So y'all definitely tap in with the Isabel brothers. But let's talk about The Last Disciples, man. Like, how did you even get involved with that, man?
Well, I came up with the concept of, because me and Duran used to sit down. I was in his very, very first music video.
See, I didn't know that. You put me all the way on game. I didn't know that. Okay, gotcha.
I was in his very, very first music video. And we were sitting at one of my friends, our mutual friends' house. And we said, man, and we just started talking about the Bible. You know what I'm saying? You know, street dude, editorial vision, artistic guy. And I said, man, you know, because my mom used to always influence me. She used to tell me I was always like Peter. Blase. And so I said, man, you know what would be dope? I said, what if they made a Revelation movie? I said, that shit, you know, ain't nobody, to this day, they've never made a movie about revelations. And then I think it clicked in them. So years go by, they write this story up. And man, and shout out to them, man, because they put it together and made something beautiful. It's 3 million views. It's been the Can-Ams. It's seen all the independent films of where you showcase your films. It's seen them all and won awards.
Yeah, all the festivals and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely. Like I've been recognized from that movie a bunch of times, just being out. They're like, hey man, I seen you in a movie on you. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, that was me, man. You
How
The Last Disciples. Man, it felt cool, bro. It was cool. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Just going back to doing the movie, like I had never acted before. You know what I'm saying? Before that, he gave me the call. And like you said, y'all was cool, but I went to college with him. You know what I'm saying? So he gave me the call, and I was like, yeah, man. He shot me the script over, and you know, I'm reading through it. I'm like, okay, this look cool. You know what I'm saying? It's like something I want to do. And then I knew it was gonna be pretty good when we did the table read, though. I think we did it at my house.
Yes, we sure did.
Y'all came to my house.
She loaded up and came out to JABO house.
Yeah, man. So y'all came out to the crib and we did the table read and I was like, okay, this might be something. And once we got out there and I was like, okay, this is gonna be a real production. I was like, okay, it's cool. And then I still wasn't all the way sold that it was gonna be something until we actually got to the movie theater and I saw all the people that was there. And then when I seen it actually come on, I was like, okay.
I felt that same feeling, my boy.
Like, this motherfucker gonna be right. Like, I was so nervous, and I was like, man, it's a lot of people in here, and if this shit come on and this shit whack, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
man.
I'm
gotta duck tail and kind of like slide out the door.
Oh, shit. But it came on, it looked good, it sounded good. We did a hell of a job. One thing I do wish we would have learned the script a little more.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have been that much profanity, but
I agree.
That shit made it real though. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because I think Bruno said they had church people kind of getting up, walking out and shit, because we were cussing so much in the movie. But shit,
especially at the beginning of it.
Yeah, we ain't know the lines, and then we was high and shit, so we was trying to really
kind of like ad-libbing.
Yeah, just ad-libbing and getting it out. But it was a great experience, man. So yeah, man, just tell me, how did that give you the acting bug? Did that get you, that bite you a little bit to get into more projects or what?
I would say this, man. Like I said, I grew up in, once again, Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in middle school, in my middle school, it's their alumni. It's got a lot of known people at it. And so, with my electives, we had drama class.
Okay.
And so drama kind of like filled me in it and was like, it kind of got me there. But to answer your question, like, was that to give me the acting bud? Yes and no, because after that, 2 years after that movie, I started involving myself into acting classes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Shout out to Huntsville, Hollywood, Bill Billions. He's got me into a few roles, you know what I'm saying? Blase, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. But yeah, man, that gave us a little bit notoriety, kind of put the battery in our back a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely with me, man. Like you say, I had already kind of bust on the scene a little bit with the music, you know what I'm saying? I was already on television and did a few things. That's why them niggas called me, I believe, you know what I'm saying? Like the nigga, we went to school together, but he like, man, I gotta, my boy already kind of moving.
You hit MCB jams,
moving the
bro.
groove. I was doing shit. Yeah, I was moving a little bit, so but it's like that television is a whole different, that acting is a whole different ball game. Because even with the Country Wayne, when I was doing the Country Wayne skits, a lot of people recognize me from that, you know what I'm saying? I was like, bro, I've been on television like years and years before this, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I get it. It's like what's in front of them. That's what they see. You know what I'm saying? Like your
image, your likeness, you know what I'm saying? They feed off that and be like, hey, how can I use that to my advantage?
Exactly. And I just salute them boys, man, for putting that together.
Definitely.
And you know what I'm saying, giving us little young black actors a chance to, spread our wings.
And one thing about them that I love, they're not money hungry. You can't really buy them like that.
Yeah.
I love that about them.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. Salute to them, man. All right, man. Switching gears, we moving up to the podcast now, man.
Okay.
What is paid to game?
Pain into game.
Pain into game podcast, man. So, how did you come? That's a beautiful piece, by the way.
I appreciate you, brother.
I don't know what jeweler made that motherfucker, but
Chris?
he did it.
Chris?
You should have got it from Chris. You did what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Speaking of my boy Chris, man, I want to take a little moment to say R.I.P. man, Super Nard. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Super Nard, man. We're gonna do a little moment of silence for Super, man. Super, yes sir.
Smarter.
Yeah, R.I.P. Super Nard, man. That boy, Chris, you stay keep them drip down.
Man, Chris. I met him at Chris. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
When he was down there, what was it? He was down there at Chris had that shop down there in the Underground. Was it by the Underground?
Okay, yeah.
He moved a few places. He got a few places.
Yeah. He got one in Greenbrier now. But
But this was back like in 2016 when I met Nard.
Okay.
Then he came to Huntsville, did a press run, and I ran into him at the mall.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, man. We're gonna miss Super, man. Good nigga, man.
Most definitely.
So yeah, man, the podcast, man. How did you come up with that? You know what I'm saying? Like to get into that lane and get into that field.
To be honest with you, it struck me like a lightning bolt at like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was like ordained from God. Because everybody always stops me and asks me for questions, man, or advice. I'm like, man, I don't have time to talk to every single person. And so it hit me, and it was like, look, man, this is your calling. And that's how I came up with it. I went to a friend of mine, shout out to Mile High Studios. I started with them, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I got the ball rolling.
Yeah.
That's how I got the ball rolling.
Let's talk about just running the podcast and how do you choose your guests that you want to be on there?
Well, how I choose my guests, and this is a funny thing. I want to choose my guests that people have transitional or expert opinions about life. And I get a lot of people in my inbox all the time that just want to just be on camera.
Yeah, which is cool. Which is cool. Like we just discussed earlier, we living in the clout era, so everybody want to be seen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But the thing about it though is this: when I asked them, I said, "What are we going to talk about?" What you going to? You had you went in and out of jail 3 or 4 times, and then went to a factory job. Yeah. Like, what are we going to talk about?
Yeah. What you got going on? Yeah.
But how I pick my guests is more so you have to have drop the football one time, pick it up, and you still can score a touchdown.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Or just to say you have accomplished something in your life. It don't have to be exuberance or over the top. It's just you beat the odds.
A story of perseverance.
Of course, somebody can see your story and be like, I ain't got to pick up this rock or scamming. I could do what this person does and still be okay. You know what I'm saying? I talk to common people.
That's what's up, man. And I see you had some of my favorites on there. You done had Slim Thug on there, Power Wall, Lil Flip. You know what I'm saying? Like how did you connect with some of those bigger artists? You know what I'm saying?
I want to give a shout out to my business partners. I want to give a shout out to Junebug. He probably be on your podcast at some given time. Okay. I want to give a shout out to Big Lee. Big Lee is well connected down south.
Yeah, Big Lee he be with the Swangers, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Spokes and Vogues.
Yeah, Spokes and Vogues. Yeah, that's my nigga Big Lee. When I had the record with Jadakiss and Slim Thug, he was like one of my biggest fans. He might be in the video, bro. I think he in my video.
If he in the video, he like
because he from Texas, right?
No, he's not from Texas. Everybody think he's from Texas.
Okay, he might. I think he's might
from
be
somewhere in Alabama.
But he was trying to get me to put some swangers on my 745, man, back in the day. Like, yeah,
that man. Sound like him.
He was like, man, I got the perfect pair for you, man. I'm gonna send him out. Like, nah, man, I ain't putting that shit on my car, man. But you know what I'm saying? Well, salute to Big Lee, man.
Shout out to Big Lee, man. Yeah. Big Lee put me in position with a lot of celebrities. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I linked with him through Junebug because we got like an edition of my podcast called Whip Game Edition. Okay. So we kind of like connect with the car culture, but as far as meeting, like I knew my homeboy Junebug for a long time, but we just came up, you know what I'm saying, just started putting the biz plans together, and I introduced to Big Lee. Big Lee is tied in through all avenues, like he's worldwide. I mean, I'll say he's nationwide, soon to be worldwide. And when I need something from a celebrity, I call Big Lee.
And he put it together.
He say, Nino, man, don't worry about shit. I got you. I don't even have to pay.
Salute, man. Salute to Big Lee, man. Definitely. What to date, what you think has been your most informative interview? I wouldn't even say your biggest interview, but what interview you feel like, bro, I learned a lot from that person, or that was just a good ass interview?
It's my homeboy. Well, it's two. It's one from the cars, and it's one that I got a segment called Taboo Topic. Okay. It ain't even not one of these celebrities. I had a lot of fun with the celebrities. It was cool. Right. But the ones that I like to give like my most shout out to, my favorite, it's a guy named Sean Scott. Hey Skeet. Yeah. Okay. Skeet, because one thing we talked about money management and being men. And I feel like a lot of people need to hear that interview. So that's one. And my other one, when it comes to like my car edition, is my homeboy Chop. He just put together a new dunk, and he's getting a lot of recognition all over the nation from his dunk. So that's another one that got me it got me deals. To be honest with you, it got me deals.
For sure, man. I know you into them cars. So what's your favorite car? Old school. We're gonna go old school then foreign. What's your favorite old school?
My favorite old school, I used to own one. It was a 72 Cutlass.
Yeah.
72 Cutlass. You know, when I seen Nelly pull that joint out, I said I had to have one, got it. Then it fell on some broke times of like, it was so hard to let it go.
Yeah, but you know, it's all right. It's all right. It served. She served her purpose. It's okay.
Man, I got my name off it. But when you being a hustler, everything's for sale except your soul.
That's it. You right, man. My cousin. That's so true. My cousin was a hustler like that. That nigga would sell anything. That nigga would buy some Jordans. I'm talking about, don't even wear them. You walking out the store, and nigga be like, bro, they sold him a sign. What size you need? 10? I got a 10 right here. Give me 350. You know what I'm saying?
Let it go.
That nigga sells some. I just buy some speakers. I went through all this to get these speakers. Then got them.
But if you go 200 on top of it, man, I ain't got too much attachment to it.
Some rims. Like, bro, what you got these rims for? You ain't got. I'm finna sell them. Like, shout out my cousin, my nigga Scooter, man. Shout out my cousin.
Shout out to Scooter, man.
That nigga help, boy.
People like you, I say people like you kind of rule. I ain't gonna say rule the world, but you are a prevalent figure in the world.
Yeah, you are. Cause that nigga taught me a lesson one time. I was supposed to buy some J's from that nigga one time. Called this nigga, I'm talking about 30 minutes after he told me he was gonna sell them to me, they already gone. I said, cuz, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? Cuz, the nigga had the money right there, man. I had to go.
Look.
So, you know, man, salute to my cousin.
I had to tell somebody that earlier today. That is a life lesson.
Yeah.
If you snooze, you lose.
Yeah.
That is a life lesson taught.
Yeah, for shit show, man. For shit show. So what's the landscape in Huntsville right now looking like, man, as far as the music scene, the media scene, the car scene, like how everything looking up that way, man?
This city is a growing multi-million dollar city. We're number probably 1 or 3 in the most growing cities in the United States.
Okay.
When it comes to actually talent, influence, and everything like that, we're coming up.
Okay.
But I say it like this, man. It's a lot of talent down there. They just gotta get out of themselves and get past their egos of jealousy. But as far as talent-wise, the growth, the pieces are lining up.
Yeah.
The pieces are, you have to come.
Yeah.
The last time since you came, you would think the city has changed tremendously.
Right. Okay. I got to come up. Because I think the last time I came up there when we shot the movie, I got stuck up there an extra week because my BMW, I had to put my BMW in BMW. You know what I'm saying?
That gonna hurt.
Yeah. So I was up there a whole extra week. So I got to kick the shit for a little while longer with y'all, man. So that's probably why I ain't been back. Goddamn. But
yeah, that motherfucker hurt.
Yeah.
Taking this BMW Century.
Oh, boy. Yeah, man. But it was all good, man. So what's, before we get to what's next, man, I don't know, you still married to the money? Or you got your lady in your life?
I got a lady in my life.
Okay. So let's speak on the importance of just having a better half. Not even saying that you got to be locked in and tied in with nothing serious. It's just the importance of just having somebody there to elevate what you're doing or to just encourage you in what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's speak on that a little bit, man, because a lot of people think this shit ain't cool. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it's always cool to have a queen beside you.
Yeah.
It's always cool. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a lot of time, and she understands what I got going on. Like, if I say, hey, I got to go, she with it because she know what, because I come back with results.
Oh, yeah. I come back with I ain't been fucking around.
I ain't fucking around, you know what I'm saying? So she understands. But she lets me lead. Now, we bump heads a lot, of course. We bump heads
That's in any relationship.
Of course. You know, it's not perfect. But one thing about my queen, though, she stays on my ass like a probation officer. But she also uplifts me to actually persevere and better myself. And I was missing that for a long time. Yeah. Because I was basically running myself in circles.
Yeah, because like I just know just being in the streets, you know, dealing with a certain type of woman. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you said, it was a revolving door. It's like all these bitches the same. It's just faces look different. Everybody act the same, though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when you find you one that's really want to see you win and really want to see you lock in and want to see you just be a better you. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like that means a lot, man. So that's dope, man. So what's next for you, Nino, man? What's next on the plate, man? What you got cooking up?
Yeah, man. So right now we're on a press run, you know what I'm saying? We're networking with other different podcasters, you know what I'm saying? Trying to expand, you know.
Okay.
Trying to grow outside of North Alabama or Central Alabama or even Southern Alabama. Just expand outside the state.
Okay.
I just landed a deal with I just landed some good celebrity interviews with probably one of the people that do not want to be interviewed, but we got it done. We're gonna be doing Juicy J, DJ Paul, Yellow Wolf, Project Pat.
Yeah.
So that's September 21st. It's coming up at Orion Amphitheater. You should come down there and check that shit out. Like, just
so y'all doing it live?
It's live.
Okay, live.
Like when we're doing backstage interviews.
Okay, got you. Okay, so they got a whole concert or something. They got some shit going on. Y'all gonna be back there.
I'm gonna be backstage. They're gonna have a whole setup for me. And
got you.
Yeah,
that's dope, man. That's
appreciate
dope. That's dope, man. That's great to hear. So any last words for the people, man? Anything you want to tell these folks before we get out of here, dog?
Let me say something, man. One thing about life, man, it's gonna be hard. Anything that you really want to do in life, it don't come easy. You're gonna see a lot of obstacles, see a lot of ups and downs. I don't want to sound cliche as fuck, but still, if you feel like this is what you really want to do, or whatever it is that you want to do, fuck what anybody got to say about it. Just keep shooting, cause it's like a gun, man. You load that clip up, you point at the direction you want to shoot at. You might not land all them shots, but only thing it takes is one. And the thing about this, you're gonna hear 1,000 no's. But if you hear that one yes, are you ready for that ride? What comes with it? And a lot of people ain't. They just get sucked in of hearing no's and start hating and be like, oh, he hating or she hating. No. If you hear that yes, what are you prepared to do?
Yeah, man. Now let that simmer in your brain right there, man. Shit, we can end right there. Hey, also tell the people where to follow you at, man.
Oh man, where to follow me at is, man, YouTube, Painted to Game Podcast.
Okay.
Instagram, Painted to Game Podcast 256. Where my real following is at, it's on Facebook. Painted Yo So El Nino.
Yeah.
Then on my Instagram, Yo So El Nino 256. And basically that's it, man. May your game be champagne, man. And it ain't personal, just game.
That's it, man. You know what? It's been another episode of the Plugged In Podcast with your dog JABO ENT, my brother Nino. I appreciate you, dog.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all go check out that Pain to Game podcast. We out, man.
We out of here. That's a wrap.
Yeah, that's gonna be